We are officially live.
Is it going to snow in Asheville? Are they calling for snow?
Yeah, they're calling for snow tonight. Well, not tonight, tomorrow. But I'm going to Gatlinburg. I'm going to Pigeon Forge. But it's supposed to snow there too. It's supposed to get like it's supposed to get like 8 inches in Raleigh. So
yeah, Charlotte, I think, is calling for 2.
Yeah,
calling for 2 or 3.
I think here it's calling for like 1 to 2 tomorrow night. Or tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Hopefully, I'll already be in Gatlinburg, so I don't have to worry too much about the driving and stuff like that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Damage Check 69. As per usual, we're gonna wait the typical the 4 to 5 minutes to let people move on in, and then I'll get started on Damage Check. But we were just talking. One, we were talking about generic cards and how they were detrimental to the game, and then we moved on to snow. And now I'm going to talk about CES, man. CES has been lame this year. I haven't seen anything that excites me, except for the accessories for the Switch. That was kind of cool.
I didn't care. What game? Mass Effect isn't coming to Switch. That shows just how weak that console really is. It can't run Mass Effect. Now, Mass Effect is a hard game to run, but I don't think. Ugh.
I don't think they're not putting it on the Switch because of that. I just don't think EA wants to deal with Nintendo. Is honestly my opinion. Except for sports games. That's sports games. That's very different.
So I can't help but think, what Switch comes out around that time, right? March 21st is Mass Effect Andromeda. Isn't that Switch's release date? Roundabouts? That would have been the launch game. That would have been, get your Switch with Mass Effect Andromeda and play it on the car ride home as a tablet. That is, I am selling millions and millions of units. But they didn't, and it's not even coming to the console. And I can't help but think that's not EA, that's the Switch can't run it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's too much of a win not to have. But oh well, maybe Skyrim will sell it.
I'm telling you, I'm buying that thing day one. Don't even care.
I'm not
buying the Switch day one. It's gonna happen.
Once again, Nintendo has to earn my money back, and it has yet to do so.
When's the last Nintendo console you bought, anyways?
A Wii. Everyone had a Wii.
Yeah, but everyone and their cousin had a Wii. Literally.
Hey, I really like the GameCube. I really like my Game Boy XP. Great consoles.
Hey, Game Boy SP is a legend, man. The Game Boy SP is... The Game Boy SP and probably the PS2 are 2 legendary consoles that belong in a throne.
I think you also mean the PS Vita. At the highest throne.
Oh, cool. Calm down here.
The PS Vita is so good, it's exclusive. Some gamers just cannot have a PS Vita.
Hey man, I love the PS Vita as much as the next guy. You know this, I own one and have a PS TV, and I play both somewhat regularly. But I'm probably gonna invite my friend over after this video and have him come over. And we're gonna play some Soul Sacrifice. But I mean, hey, Vita Island has shut its doors for life.
I don't think an island has doors. I think it has docks.
Thanks, friendo. All
Just saying. Hey, PS Vita is great. Did you ever get Soul Sacrifice Delta, by the way?
I do have Soul Sacrifice Delta. Do you have Soul Sacrifice Delta?
I do.
We should play Soul Sacrifice Delta sometime.
You get really into Soul Sacrifice, though. I just enjoy it for what it is.
Dude, I love Soul Sacrifice, man. That's because I go that strict neutral path. You always gotta go with the strict neutral path.
Nope. Evil.
That's the only way to live.
And it's 75% evil, 1/4 good, so I don't end up like Thomas with 1 HP and 1v1 me, and you know how that turns out.
That was good times, though.
Stupid.
All right, so I think it is time for us to get started. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. So happy you could join us here. This is Team Absolution doing Damage Check Live, episode 69, New Year, Old Cards. As you have noticed, it is myself, the captain, joined along with, from places far away, we've got the good old Phantom Nate. He's got his mic muted for now. We're doing a solo 2 damage check. As I mentioned yesterday on our Facebook group, make sure you check out our Facebook group to get up-to-date news on what's going on. We were really busy post-New Year and the holiday season. We hope that you had a great holiday season. We hope you have a great New Year, everybody. But it's been pretty hectic coming back. Everyone's going and coming back and going again and coming back. And so, like right now, I'm actually in my hometown in the mountains, in my what I call my man cave. That's why it's Carolina Blue, Scarface over there in the corner.
It's what North Carolinians call the boonies. He's out in the boonies.
But Doombringer is with his girlfriend celebrating his 2-year anniversary, I think. And so, I mean, I think that's what it is. And so he's out with her tonight, as you can understand. And then the Irish god himself is actually writing a big grant so he can get some money. And so, not for the channel, but for lab things, I guess. That'd be cool if he could write us a grant for the channel. But no, he's writing a grant for personal things. So I decided to let him focus on that instead of doing that here. So it's just going to be me and Nate. We'll promise to keep you as best entertained as we can. It's a new year. It's new Vanguard, but it's a bunch of old cards. Hence the joke at the beginning, the title of this video. We have a few new spoilers. Well, we have a good bit of new spoilers, but the big news here, at least in the U.S., is the Revival Collection launches officially tomorrow. Some people, I've already seen a picture of an SP Dote being pulled, but we'll get in on that later. As usual, if Nate doesn't, Nate's going to harass me if I don't get started on the actual way we do these damage checks. We have to follow a flow. So let's get started with what we usually do, the spoiler reel. There is a lot of spoilers, and so let's jump in straight in. So, first one is Great Nature. Omniscience Dragon Al Mirage. It's a double R from the new character booster. It's a G Guardian. Soul Blast 1, when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, you pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 cards from your hand, call them to separate separate rear guards. Choose up to 4 of your rear guards until the end of the turn. They get resist, and this unit cannot be retired even if it is hit. So I actually really like this card. I think it works. It's a big FU to Kagero, and it's a big FU to Narukami. And really, it's a big FU to everything in between. It just basically I mean, it's just annoying. It's what it really is. What do you think?
Yeah. It's great. I kind of wish they had another one that got power, but you know, G Guardians with effects tend to be most powerful. So yeah,
that is very true. Moving on to the next. This is the 26th. That last one was the Christmas card of the day. Yeah. So. Battle Sister. We're not going to talk about these. These
Battle Sisters.
These are Battle Sisters. They're still not that. I mean, actually, to be honest, Battle Sisters is starting to become the best archetype in OTT.
Such a sad statement.
In my opinion, I think if someone's going to play OTT, Battle Sisters might just be the play. Might just be the play.
Okay, this is also from the clan where Magus had a run, where Magus was going to be so good. It's not speaking well of that clan.
Continuing. Oh, well, I'll cover that news. Continuing. Sorry about this, guys. Oh, so continuing on with more Great Nature stuff. We've got the GR from the set Omniscience Dragon Fernegus. It is obviously a grade 4 stride. So stride continuous. This unit gets power plus 4k for each of your rear guards. Stole something from Royal Paladins a little bit there. Auto generation break 3. Counterblast 1, soul blast 1 when this unit is placed in the G zone. From Vanguard, you may pay the cost if you do at the end of your turn. Choose all of your rear guards and retire them. For each unit chosen with this effect, draw a card, countercharge 1, soul charge 1. There's a note here that for each unit, you must draw 1, countercharge, soul charge 1, not draw 5, countercharge 5, soul charge 5. So it's very different for some reason. It's like you got to do it one at a time. It's like
order of operations.
Yeah, so it's like it's not basically what it's saying is you have to literally draw 1, countercharge 1, soul charge 1.
You
draw
can't draw
1,
5 off.
You can't draw 5 off the top. So you gotta follow the order because it's basically you're only gonna get every other card in the stack. You're also gonna go 10 deep in your deck. So, but the good thing is you do get a countercharge 5, which is pretty tasty. And then there's a rare full mark gorilla. I'll go through them really quick. Generation Break 2. This unit cannot be retired even if it is hit. Generation Break 1. It's got resist. Counterboss 1. This unit cannot be retired by card effects until the end of this turn. So basically, like Great Nature just being the like, I'm not going anywhere. So that's really what its clan's gonna be. Nate, anything you want to add on the first card or the second card?
The first card, the Stride, is really cool. But it sounds like if you're not running Legion, you might deck out rather quickly. Especially in Great Nature, which is already drawing a ton.
I think this is really the like the one of tech because it's definitely it doesn't require a persona flip or any kind of flip of any kind. So it's definitely the kind of card I would recommend who like you only use it as a one of or a two of. You don't use it more than that. I mean, it's really just a good draw. Like if you're like if you have a board, but you don't have that, but you don't have a hand, and you're about to be exhausted on CB, this can put you back in the game.
It's still a fifth of your deck gone like that.
That is also very true. It is in fact a fifth of your deck. So next is Lesser Rider. It is Vanguard character booster 2. It is from the character booster 2. It's a double R. Success 20,000. Continuous rear guard. If this unit is successful, all of your units with the success ability gets power plus 2k and resist. This card's actually really good. And then once per turn, Soul Boss 1, this unit becomes successful until the end of the turn, and at the end of that turn, retire this unit. So that's just nice. That's just nice because it's like you can force it to be successful if you need the resist, and if it gets successful anyways, you still get that other skill. So it's nice on both hands. What do you think?
Take that, hand trap Kagero.
Bellog, try to retire my dudes now. You won't.
I don't know if it's possible, but I want to see if someone can get it really janky, get success on your opponent's turn, and just have a board full of resist on their turn. I want to see if it can be done.
That would be some spice, man. That would be some spice. That is some legit spice. No, forget that. Nate, that's too spicy. So, next is Enigman Sirocco. Character booster 2. It's an R. Burst. Soul Blast 1 at the beginning of your attack step. If your Vanguard's power is 10k or greater, you pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets power plus 2k. It's a grade 2 9k. And until the end of that battle, if your Vanguard's power is 15k or greater, choose one of your opponent's units, and that unit cannot intercept until the end of the battle. This card's poopy. Don't play it. Moving on.
Oh, you know what's good, Jose? Seal Dragons. Oh.
Please stop. Please stop. We're good friends. Please stop. This card is actually pretty decent. I think it's a OTT. Precious Ophidion. I think it's how you say it. It's a rare, but it's Generation Break 1 Oracle. Retire this unit at the beginning of your ride phase. You may pay the cost. If you do, until the end of your next turn, you may stride without paying the cost the next time you stride. It's also got, when this is placed on rear guard, if you have Vanguard with the Oracle ability, you pay the cost, draw a card. Soul Boss 1, draw a card. So, I like this card. I mean, it's good. So,
I'm not in love with it.
I mean, my one thing is that, like, okay, if this were like any other keyword, I'd totally be down for it, right? But you have to have like what 6 cards in hands to be an Oracle?
5.
5. Like, oh, okay, well maybe then. Okay, maybe still. The thing is, like, my problem is that Oracle is a keyword that requires you to have requires you to have hand. And if you have hand, you probably have something to ditch for stride anyways. So it's kind of like a redundancy kind of thing for this particular keyword only. Now, granted, I'd rather have the opportunity to draw a card than sack it for stride anyways. That's kind of cool. But you'd already have to have it on the board to sack it. Yeah. So I'm kind of like iffy on it. Like, would I play it? Maybe if I was running OTT, but like right now, like I'm just kind of so iffy on OTT to begin. So I skipped Enigma Zephyr. I honestly, just because I don't like the card, but we'll go through it anyway. So it's a Forerunner. Auto, rear guard, counterblast 1 at the beginning of your attack step. You may pay the cost if you do return this card to hand. Burst, generates your break 1. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if your Vanguard's power is 10k or greater, this unit gets power plus 4k until the end of the turn. If your Vanguard's power is 30k or greater, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets power plus 4k until the end of the turn. Actually, this card's not hot bad. It's actually not that bad. Now that I reread it, it's okay.
I mean, it's what, CB1 for 8k to the Vanguard? You could do worse.
No, it's not CB1 for 8k to the Vanguard. It's CB1 to 4k to the Vanguard and then 4k to the booster.
Oh, for 8k to the column. Boo-hoo.
It's 8, but it's 8k to the column. But the thing is, if you're going to need to use this guy multiple times, you're just going to CB1 to get this dude back to your hand. See what I'm saying? Because he's already going to be on the board.
At the attack step? That's no. That's bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, one, you're going to have to ride to grade 3 or ride grade 2. Whatever you do end up riding over this, even at grade 1, but not grade 1 because you're going to need to hit your opponent. So you swing with it, you're going to CB1, you're going to pull this back up to hand, then you have to hold it to your grade 3 again.
Move along.
It's not, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Card's not good. I'd rather use the Cosmic Hero dude that rest gets 4K. It's so elegant, it's so simple. It's just rest 4K. Rest 4K. Rest 4K. So moving on to how we ended the year, which was not with a good card. Well, which is the questionably good card. People are going to be very I think
polarized
on this.
That's what we call this card.
First of all, apparently I learned that gods are very bureaucratic because this guy's name is State Affairs Subjugation Deity Kuzma Susano. Like, what? It's the GR, another GR from the set. Stride, generates your break 2 Oracle. This unit gets power plus 5k and a critical. It's not bad. That's actually not that bad. I like that. It's simple. It's elegant. As we all know from our Vanguard days, usually skills with the shortest text tend to be the most broken. Its other skill, Generation Break 2, Counterblast 2. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or less, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a number of cards until there are 5 cards in your hand. This is basically Card of Sanctity, but not like the actual card one, but like the good one. The one from the anime. That was like both players draw to 7. Like, this is that version, but in like Vanguard, but only for you. And that's not bad. Like, that's not a bad skill, to be honest. But the thing is, like, you're either going to use this just to get the crit, or you're going to use it to draw the cards and get the crit. But the thing is, like, in a deck that draws so much, I'm wondering, like, the feasibility of when you're going to be using that second skill. Now, granted, you may. I don't know. But,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know. It's a good finisher. I'm not going to lie, because it's plus 5k and a crit. So it's a 31k line just right there. And it's got a critical. And so that's my first thing about it. Because, like, I do want to go into this. But, and it's a good way to get Oracle later in the game. I'm not going to lie there. But late game in Vanguard isn't necessarily, like, a super big thing. Unless you're facing that matchup. Like, Gear Chronicle's going to beat you by Stride 3. Now, granted, this could help you if you make it to your second stride after you've guarded everything for the thing, but now you're playing up against, now you're just fighting to survive. You're not pushing. This isn't Urgeiser where you're like putting presence on board, then drawing cards and staying in the presence of the game. This is, oh, poopy, I've guarded my entire hand. I need a new hand. Oh, I better get this thing out of my pocket. Kind of wants to draw a hand that I'm probably going to end up dumping again. And now you're just fighting to stay alive. And you're not pushing aggression except for that crit. That crit helps you. Don't get me wrong. And granted, OTT's always been more of a 12 crit deck anyways. So it shows promise. But I'm going to hand it over to Nate real quick.
I like it. It's cool. It has good potential. Whereas like Taka Mikazuchi is what, CB2 to draw 2 or whatever. You know, this is CB2 to maybe draw 5.
Thank you, Power Creep.
Inconsistent there. I think it comes down to kind of what me and Ryan and Keith were saying. You could make this card. It could have been so much better if when this is placed on Vanguard was replaced as with when this attacks. If this would have let me thrown down my hand to build the board and then draw because I don't have anything left, perfect. But this is already making me be in the situation where I don't have resources to begin with. Instead of letting me use the resources, then recoup, it's just assuming I don't have them to begin with, which is very unfortunate. But not inaccurate against things like Gear Chronicle. But, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing. I think OTT would have a better matchup now against Vanguard. But the question still is the same. You're going to be drawing these 5 cards, and I'm just going to wipe them out of your hand. Then you're going to be drawing these 5 cards, and then you're going to wipe out your hand. And you're drawing these 5 cards, and I mean, it's a good way to get rid of all my Saint cards, but then I'm going to come at you with something else, and you're going to be like, oh, God, no. I drew my whole deck, and now I'm done. Like, it's, I wanted more, but at the same time, I can't tell you exactly what I wanted from the clan. Like, that's a question we've gotten on the channel a lot, both in On the Roads and Off the Roads. Like, oh, you know, we rag on OTT, we say it's the worst clan, like, but, like, how would you make it better? And that's the weird thing, is that, like, OTT, to me, is just an antiquated clan. It's, like, kind of run its course in the game, and without, like, a huge revival in, like, its key mechanic, it's not going to survive in a good way. And it's just because, like, and we've talked about this 1,000 times, that, like, drawing cards is just a thing that a bunch of clans do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just not enough.
Yeah, I don't.
If you can't.
Oh,
go ahead,
please.
No, go ahead.
I don't think the mechanic is antiquated. I think OTT, unlike just about every other clan in the game, has not been able to diversify that mechanic. Like, when you look, how many mechanics can you say Royals have? You have Superior Calling Grade 2s, Superior Calling Grade 1s. You have Power Lines, you have Base Crits, you have Retire, you have Restanding Rearguards, you have Restanding Vanguards. Look what Kagero has, Shadows. It all goes, the top decks have a diverse mechanic pool. OTT has Drawing and Silent Tom.
And checking the top. Checking the top card.
And check the top card. There you go. OTT, really, I think to survive, they just need more diversity. Their deck is great at drawing cards, but you don't do anything else. Like, Shadows were good because we could draw cards, but we also had a restander. We had a base crit. We had pressure. OTT, here's maybe a base crit. Other than that, what you got? Nothing.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. I mean, it's just like, it's just, I wanted more, but like I said, I can't really tell you what I wanted exactly. But I was expecting something surprising, and I wasn't honestly that surprised. I mean, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, possibility to draw 5? That's nifty. Too bad I have to have no cards in my hand for that to be good. Like, so yeah. Moving on. Fine Coat Maltese. It is the RR. It is the Great Nature RR PG of the set. It's got the PG skill. It's got the good PG skill. Guards all your units. Congratulations. Yay. By the way, I think Bushi just needs to stick with one of these and like instead of flip-flopping, like, because you've got like the OG PGs that have their certain things, then you have the sub-clan PGs that can only guard their clan, and then you've got these you got the counter-charge PGs that can only protect the Vanguard, and you have these special PGs that can guard anything now. Like, come on, give me some uniformity here. So its other skill is Auto Drop Zone Generation Brick 1. Choose 2 of your rear guards that are successful and retire them. At the end of your turn, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1. Find Coat Maltese, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. Yes, you can choose rear guards that were already going to be retired. Isn't that just tasty? That's like, what? You can use that card we just talked about, Frinigus or whatever. And just be like, oh, end of the turn, I'll do those. I'll do those too. Oh, sack 5, draw 5, get my PG. Oh, nice. I have no qualms with that skill at all. Like, that is nice. Nate, what do you think?
It's so busted. You need 1 PG. After you have drawn your 1 PG, you use it. You get another. You use it. You draw 2 more. And you've gone through all 4 of your PGs in 2 turns.
The thing is, like... Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm done with this card.
The thing is, like, what I've always liked about Great Nature, what I've always appreciated about that clan, is that it's so spicy, man. It's always been that way. It's always been like, I'm going to keep picking this one dude to retire. I'm going to draw 4 cards off this one dude dying. I'm like, that's stupid. Like granted, like the deck is good. Don't get me wrong. I've lost the deck many a time. But like, it still can be beat by other decks, so it's not like super broken. But like in its the way the deck operates, in theory, you'd be like, oh, retiring draw. It's the minute where you were like, you can choose the same dude over and over and over and keep drawing, and it's like, man, that's just dumb. Like it's just like you're gonna draw so much, you're gonna get so much value off that turn. Gotta respect the value there. I mean, you're going to end that, hypothetically, if you had no hand on the turn, but a full board, but the turn you Fenigris, and you have this PG, you would use this well, I guess the PG would be on your opponent's turn. I just said. But you see what I'm saying, though? Like, you're going to have so much value there. There's just so much value.
Anyways. I get a card with glory skill. Please, God, give me a card with glory skill.
Nova's did. We're going to get to that later. So, Deity Spirit Loyalist Oshiho? Continuing. It is the RR grade 2 9K OTT of the character booster. Generation Brick 1, Oracle, Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Search for one of them with the Oracle ability, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. And then if you put a card into your hand, this unit gets power plus 3K. Put this unit into your soul at the beginning of your main phase. If the number of cards in your hand is 4 or less, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. This card is so... I don't like this card. I'd rather have Silent Tom.
Yeah, you know what you're not drawing off this card? Silent Tom. You know what the deck needs? Silent Tom. I'm starting to see a problem here. I mean, it's cool it gives power, but the real card that needed power was Silent Tom. You can't get him. It's cruel.
This card is meh. I don't like the card.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Monthly Bushy Road. We're not going to talk about the Cosmic Hero Grand Smasher because he's actual hot garbage. But Metalborg Jetsider G1 is actually kind of interesting. So it's auto, Soul Blast 1 when the unit is placed on rear guard. You may pay the cost. If you do, look up the top 4 cards of your deck, search for up to 1 card with Legion among them, put it into your hand, put the rest in their drop zone. That's actually kind of tasty for 2 reasons. You're checking 4 to search for a Legion card. And then, regardless, you put 4 into the drop zone. Boom, you're at Legion. Or you put 3 in the drop zone if you get something. If you don't get something, you got 4 in the drop zone, and you already have Legion. So it's like kind of tasty for that reason. It's a Legion searcher. Now, granted, we could talk night and day about the fact that the Legion's not good. Like, that's a discussion for another time. I'm just saying, in regards for the Legion deck, that's actually pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Nate, what do you think?
I'm going to disagree with you again. I hate it. I think it's stupid. Why would I want that? I'm searching the top 4 for a 4 of in my deck, because I'm assuming it's searching for a card with Legion ability. So you can only search for 1 of those. I assume you can't get the mate with it, because the mate doesn't have the Legion ability.
No, you're definitely searching for the Legion.
So,
the Legion.
yeah.
Legion.
So I'm searching the top 4 for 1 of 4. My backup grade 3 gets me it for free? For free, right? Yeah, Baron Grave's free.
Yeah, Baron Grave. No, maybe. Possibly.
Maybe CB1. At the most, CB1, maybe Soul Boss 1. Whatever. I'm getting it for cheapsies. Why am I doing this? This is stupid. And really, I'm just getting the Legion for my stride anyways. So let's be honest about our motivations here, shall we? But yeah. I think he's cool. He's nifty. I wouldn't call him good.
He is nifty. I will say that he is definitely nifty. All right. We've got more Great Nature spoilers, so let's all continue on. So,
oh god.
Great Nature. Go Home Toad. Go Home Toad. G2, Generation Break 1, Soul Blast 1. If you're a Vanguard with Honorary Professor in its card name, this unit gets continuous rear guard. This unit can attack a Vanguard from the back row and until the end of turn. At the end of that turn, retire this unit. Okay. That's all I have to say about that card. Reader Pig, G1. When this unit is placed on rear guard, you may have this unit get continuous. That's a weird writing. Anyways, you can get the continuous skill. If you have a Vanguard with Honorary Professor in its card name, this unit can attack the Vanguard from the back row until the end of turn. If you do at the end of turn, retire this unit. Also kind of interesting.
I don't like this. It wasn't good in Murakumo. Why is Great Nature trying to do it?
This is basically all Honorary Professor stuff. It's all Honorary Professor stuff. All right. The last guy that I'm going to go through is this Great Nature Monthly Bushiroad spoiler cast is Honorary Professor Cambages. He's like grade 3. Choose a grade 3 with Honorary Professor in its card name from your hand and discard it. When this unit is placed on Vanguard by writing a When this unit is placed on Vanguard by writing Honorary Professor Chatnor, you may pay the cost. If you do, use a face down Omnance Dragon Kathapalug or Immortality Professor Brahmanda from your G zone. Stride it on your Vanguard. If you stride until end of turn, you cannot stride.
No stride for you.
So it's kind of interesting. One, if you're a Limit Break 4, you can stride even if your opponent's not at grade 3. Is what I'm understanding from this read. Right?
You can't pay the cost. I don't know. That's janky. I don't know, man. That's weird.
I'm gonna need until a Bushiroad official ruling. I'm saying you can stride. Eat this, grade 1 rush decks. Put this in your pipe and smoke it. I'm coming at you with my cat's Palug.
Ow. Ouch.
So, kind of spicy. I kind of like it. I like it. Get your chat noise now. While they're only $10, I think.
I think the real reason people are excited is because you can give the break ride effect to your stride. Because that was a great idea.
So,
because it triggers at the same time. Silly Bushy Road.
all right. The last card I'm going to talk about is probably another one. I'm sorry that like our people aren't here to talk about this. Vomond Blaukugr. Blaukugur's got an interesting new break ride. It's actually kind of spicy. And by that, I mean really spicy. So, Limit Break 4, Counterblast 1. When a unit with Blau in its card name rides this unit, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose your Vanguard, and to the end of the turn, it gets power plus 10k and auto Vanguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard if the number of rear guards you have at stand with Blau in its card name is 3 or more. For that battle, your opponent cannot call cards with the Sentinel ability from hand to Guardian Circle. Soul Blast, and the other skill is Auto Vanguard Soul Blast 1, card with Blau in its card name. When your rear guard with Blau in its card name attack hits the Vanguard, you may pay the cost if you do counter charge 1. So, actually kind of an interesting card. So, see, I'm like torn because like a part of me is like I'd rather get Mond and just get the restand, get the triple stand, get the restand, and probably lose the game next turn. But the thing is, like in a world, like okay, so maybe stream, you guys can give me your opinions on this. Nate, same thing with you. Like in a world where we now have what are those green cards called again? G Guardians. Sorry. In a world where we have now G Guardians, in a world where we have G Guardians, it's kind of that difficult place where you're wondering if the Sentinel skill is actually worth it. Like the Sentinel no skill. Like, because, okay, if you do this with Galaxy, you swing with the Stride first, use the Stride skill, you ride Galaxy over it, over the new break ride, right? You pay the Counterblast 1 cause your opponent can't guard with Sentinels. You're swinging what? 26 if you have the booster still available to you? 26 at VG. Assuming he's hit no triggers and he G guards once, and assuming it's a vanilla 20k G guard where he got the 20k G guard skill, he's already hit you at a 1 to pass. Right? Yeah, he's already hit you at a 1 to pass. So the no Sentinel skill is kind of a detriment there. Like if this card had came out like at the beginning of Stride, like before G Guardians had ever been released, like if this was one of the first revival Strides, I believe Mom would have been one of the best decks in the game. I would argue that because like I mean obviously it's before like Saint Guard even maybe, but like a possible triple stand plus a dude, plus you've got this guy that your second swing is going to be Sentinel Restrict. And you can only guard. I mean, granted, they could drop a PG on the on the Stride turn and take the second one or whatever. But the thing is, you can still punish this. Whereas, like today, you really can't. Because if they drop one G Guardian, that's kind of the ball game. Now, granted, they only have 4 G Guardians, but you can say the same thing. They only have 4 PGs. There's a chance they might have not had a PG. So, by the way, so you guys are wondering, the card we're specifically talking about right now is Cougar, and I'm trying to compare it on whether or not you would use that or Mond. And I'm saying I'd probably use Mond, preferably, if I'm going to use the Stride. Which is really the only discussion here to be had. Nate, what are your thoughts here?
Uh, I mean, you kind of hit it on the head. I would use Mind all day long. I really wouldn't think about not using Mind. Because to me, this guy is cool, but he says, you know what? Really getting the Galaxy Restand has to be on the brake ride turn. If you don't get it on the brake ride turn, you're far less likely to ever get it. Do we agree? Because
Yeah, that's true.
is just an 11K. So in that case, I'm just like, Mond is pressure because I'm adding more and more attacks on you. This reduces your ability to guard with one specific card at a number, while 26 is kind of high. I mean, 2 triggers and an intercept is 2 to pass. Like, it's not gonna be that hard to guard it without Sentinels anyway, even if you ignore G-Guardians. If I only have 2 crits in hand and an intercept, you couldn't have swung those because you don't have Mond. So, I don't know. It's just, Mond says, I am going to kill you and everything you have. Whereas this thing says, I'm going to inconvenience you. And if I am a Nova player, I'd rather kill them than inconvenience them. Now, if anyone ever plays against me, please use this dude. I prefer this dude as being an opponent versus Mond all day long. Please. Don't let me dissuade you. But yeah, as far as what I would do, Mond all day long. I'm killing off the rear guards. I'm getting restand. I have it all. That's my 2 cents.
I would agree, and I think that the Mond is the superior play. Now, granted, I was excited to see Blau Cougars get some more support, especially in this kind of way. But I think at the end of the day, it's got to settle with that. So that's my primitive thoughts there, or preliminary thoughts, I guess. And that's all the spoilers. Thank God. That was a lot of them. But then again, we've been like out of the game for like since like before Christmas, so we're going to cover a lot.
When monthly Bushiroad drops, there's a lot of spoilers, and you have to weed through a lot of garbage to find the good ones.
Yeah, because a lot of them are rares and commons and double R's that you have to talk about but don't really want to talk about. OTTs comes to mind. But I mean, we got to talk about them. So moving on to news, Token Rabu's getting some boxes, some nice like triple deck boxes. I think some more sleeves. The new Commander Robo Die Ultimate Final Max is getting his own sleeve in a box. There's some stuff there in the middle. Like I think I'm like the big sleeve release. Oh, there's some like anime news, like some new teams or something being formed. I don't know. I kind of stopped. Like I said, I kind of stopped watching the anime. I might get back into it now that I got some free time on my hands, but I'll probably take it still. I mean, the thing is that I still like Chrono, or Shia for that matter. So, moving on to the topic of the day. Revival Collection drops. The first ever and thus far only US. Granted, it is only full of reprints and cards that we should have gotten from Japan anyways. But hey, I'm excited. Reprints are always a good thing. So for those of you wondering, just to give you a quick breakthrough of what the preliminary rules are, I guess is the best way to word that, or the preliminary like what you're going to pull. Each pack is going to have 1 rare and 2 double R above rare, right, Nate?
Yes.
1 rare and 2 double R below rare. What I have generally seen from like what people have said that they pulled and stuff like that, and granted that would be breaking street date, whatever. So, is it 2 rares? Oh, it's 2 rares and 1 double rare and up. So it's 2 rares?
Yeah.
Well, that's just
'cause there
hot
aren't common.
garbage. That's just hot garbage. Anyways, so continuing onwards, you're roughly gonna get eight double R's per box and 2 triple R's. And the preliminary things I've seen is 3 SPs per case. So a case is 16 boxes for those of you running. So you will get in a box 8 double R's, 2 triple R's, and in a case or in among the boxes, you'll be given 3 triple R's. Not 3, damn it. 3 SPs. Sentai King, I have to disagree. The preliminary things I've been hearing on the internet right now is 2 triple R's per box is what I've been seeing. Now, granted, that could be 3, and I'm wrong, and I would apologize if I am. But
yeah, but in all fairness, Bushiroad even says we don't guarantee you'll get so many triple R's per case or per box. They're really elusive on that. Like, if you ever ask, like, how many triple R's are in a standard box, I encourage you, email them, ask. They'll say, we don't guarantee a certain number of rarities per product. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah. So it could be 2, it could be 3. I think it just kind of depends how Bushi USA printed. It's poorly, from what I hear.
So it'll be interesting. First things first, to cover some mistakes here. The Gold Paladin grade, the Knight of whatever, that's the Gold Paladin. He has the Unite ability. I think it's like Counterboss 1, Unite, it gets power. He is misprinted to say Shadow Paladin. He should be, in fact, Gold Paladin. And the more egregious misprint is Sanctuary Guard Arc is
also a Shadow Paladin.
Also a Shadow Paladin misprint.
Yes.
So those are 2 egregious misprints. For those of you wondering, I've read some comments out there that people are worried that this will not get eroded and like Sanctuary Guard Arc will be in play in all Shadow Paladin decks. And it's like, 1, the card doesn't work like that because you would have to stride a Sanctuary Guard to get its skill, its second skill. And 2, and more importantly, these cards get eroded. Like, it's gonna get eroded. Don't you dare worry. It's gonna get eroded. The same thing with the Gold Paladin dude. What would you want a Unite guy in your Shadow Paladin deck anyways?
I don't. I want Sync Guard Art. I'll use him for the GB2. The GB2 is not bad, my friend.
So, yeah, but you're striding every turn. You're not using the GB2. Realistically, you're not using
plus 5k to every grade 1. I could make some power columns. Swordbreaker ain't nothing to laugh at if he's plus 5k.
Hey. I disagree. So it's just so those are the misprints. I mean, I'm not like super mad. It happens. Not surprised. I'm not gonna like go ranting and raving against misprints. They happen. What I'm really more upset about is like the 3 SPs per case. In a set like this, that people are like really want the SPs, they really want these reprints. The main reason is people. It's just like, you know, I really want like SP Grand Gallops, like full art SP Grand Gallops. And granted, they already exist because of the SP pack. But they were like super expensive. So when I heard it was gonna get a full art again, I was like, oh sweet, this might be cheaper. And that's just selfishness there. CBD, there's a guy who's been asking since the beginning of the video. CBD is getting reprinted. I don't think he's getting a full art this time though. I honestly can't remember. I know that Sanctuary Guard art, like Sanctuary Guard Imperial, the Imperial Dragon one, the Stride, he's going to be getting a full art. If you really want to play him, have fun. Arc Saver is getting a full art. If you really want to play him, have fun. Right now, pre-orders are up on Ideal 808. Make sure you check them out. Best deal I'm seeing, Sanctuary Guard Arc is $4, guys. Like, go and get that hue. But Swordbreaker is still 10, so that's not cool.
That's more icing on the cake that is overpriced Shadow Paladin cards. Thanks.
So thoughts overall. Well, one, Nate linked it up there in the chat. We did a little predictions, like to see who would get it right. Ryan won pretty handily. I think Keith got second, I got third, and Nate got last.
Yay.
I'm just sad about these full arts. Aside from that, overall, look, I didn't expect the new cards we were getting to be bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really expect that. I still didn't get my grade 3 freaking Searcher for Royals though, which kind of made me bummed. Aside from that, there are some cards I think we'll see play. The Grand Blue one.
Mm-hmm.
I think his name's like Dark Mimic or something. I think he'll see play. And don't get me wrong, the SPs are gorgeous. Like Dote and Full Art SP, I think the world has been needing. And the same thing with like CBD. Well, CBD was already a Full Art SP, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that card, so it's like totally okay to have it again. And then Lambros Full Art, Urgeyser Full Art. These cards are sexy, but they're just going to be so darn expensive. I think someone said something about Lambros being super. Like that card is going to be pricey. Same thing with Urgeyser. Not the Triple R one, but the SP one. Which, I mean, granted, they're SPs. You know, there was a time where SPs were like triple the value of an actual card. The Minerva SP, the list can go on and on and on. But overall, like, there are some reprints I'm disappointed in.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Nate, what are some reprints you're disappointed in overall?
I was really disappointed in Alice. Nightmare Doll, Alice, for Pale Moon. I really didn't think it needed a reprint. I really didn't think it's that popular of a deck. I thought, we had that little bubble of Nightmare Dolls, and then judges at Bushy World, at Worlds Atlanta, just said no and nerfed it. They on-site nerfed it. And I thought that was kind of the end of it. So I was really disappointed in that. Gilda Ray, I was disappointed in for Darker Regulars. Like, it's not a bad choice. I was just really surprised. Like, of all the options, Gilda Ray wasn't going to be my first pick. I would pick maybe one of the Amons because they're older, they're harder to find. Might not be as popular, but are Darker Regulars popular anyways? But yeah.
I'm actually okay with Gilda Ray. It's an older stride that's actually like pretty universal in all the decks. It's kind of like the same reason I think Lambros got reprinted and Urgeyser. They're pretty like staply used strides in every deck. So that's fine. That was fine with me for that card to get reprinted. For me, I would agree with the Alice. Shirayuki, like what the hell? Like why would you of all the cards in the world, why reprint Shirayuki? Why? Just why? So that card, I was really surprised. Aside from that, I'm pretty happy with everything. Alice, I would also could argue that is not as necessary as other ones.
Let me go down the Lukier list.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I just didn't like in terms of that. And now we lost Nate. He'll be back in a minute, everybody.
Yeah.
The Mega Colony reprint I wasn't very happy with.
Okay.
I said I wasn't happy with the Mega Colony reprint. I didn't see the point of it.
Cyclona Tooth. That was fun, right?
But aside from that, like, what was the Deep Police reprint?
Grand Gallop.
Oh yeah, that was actually totally cool. I was okay with that. Well, mostly because it was from an extra booster, so that was okay.
I don't think it's not a specific card I was disappointed in. I was kind of disappointed they didn't go as, like, they were older than I would have liked. Like, I think the newest card was GBT03, or
Right.
Geyser and Gilderay. I hope they do another set to reprint like since then, because I think cards like Titan would have been great to see a reprint. Cards like I said last time, the Gurgwit grade 3 Gurgwit Stride, which is ridiculously expensive. I would have liked to see it have a reprint. So I don't know.
Yeah, I will also agree that also Sentai King brought it up. Well, no, it's Sentai K and G, but sorry, I see it quickly and I see King. Ethics Buster, I didn't think was necessary, like at all. Like, who's running around with that? Like, that didn't even make up. That's like to me, that's like Shiryuki. Like, no one's playing this deck. Like, why? Like, why reprint this for like nobody? Literally nobody. People's binders are going to be full of these ethics busters that no one's going to want from them. Full of these Shiryukis. Just when I got rid of my old Shiryukis. So it's I'm not too happy with it. Go ahead. Did I lose Nate again?
One.
Oh, he's back.
And one.
No.
Necessary. It was a double R and a like really.
Wait, what card?
Doombrace.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
This is double R Fighters collection card.
Yeah.
There, we didn't need that. Who uses that? Yeah, that was the only real reprint we missed. We missed the Title Assault reprint. I'm totally okay with that because Title Assault for being ridiculous. And yeah,
like for me, the set is worth it for one, the SP full arts that people are going to want. So like Lambros, Urgeyser, Dote, CBD, Grand Gallop, Gilderays. That makes the set fun. But also those cards getting reprinted along with Swordbreaker and Title Assault also are great additions, make the set very worthwhile. And then as far as the new cards go, like I said, there's not really much I'm excited for. Sanctuary Guard Arc getting finally here in the US, I think it's a huge reason for the set to exist. I'm glad that we're not getting another stupid Daigo set because that first one didn't sell very well at all. And it was really the only way to get Saint Guard is the reason that that deck is so expensive, was so expensive. And also the Sanctuary Guard reprint, right? We got a Sanctuary Guard reprint, right? Yeah. Sanctuary Guard. No, we did not. No, we did not. My bad. That was in the Daigo set. I get the Daigo set and the Rival Collection confused. Me and Nate were actually talking about this earlier that like the Sanctuary Guard deck is becoming a quick budget build. If assuming you take out Atmile and you play Feed S instead,
oh yeah,
that deck is easily 200 sub if you're smart.
I mean
you can go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially if you choose the fewer of the OG Saint Guard you choose to run, the cheaper and cheaper that deck gets. Because OG Saint Guard is 2-3 times what they're charging for Arc. So if you are willing to sacrifice that on ride, get a grade 1, you cut yourself easily $30 by playing 4-2 instead of 2-4.
I mean, also hypothetically, if you wanted to go full budget on this build, on Sanctuary Guard build,
guaranteed.
Yeah, well, you just run 4 of the Arc and 2 of the guarantee. And then like you're basically running the OG build because look, on ride, when you're doing the thing, you're probably going to stride immediately after. The only 2 times that's ever going to be relevant is 1, you're playing against a deck that hasn't gotten to grade 3 yet. And in that case, you're kind of up a creek without a paddle kind of situation. The more egregious situation is if you don't have the stride and you don't have something to ditch for stride and you're playing the gutsy play to ride, search, dig, and hope you top deck it. Then I can completely understand the argument that the other one's better, and I would concede that it is. But in a lot of cases, you're going to have the ability to stride on hand. You're going to have that available to you. And in those cases, the 2 cards are equally useful. And if you're playing budget, sometimes you have to if when you're playing a budget build, you have to sacrifice some level of consistency. But this is a one that if you're willing to fork at least $180 to $200, you could probably build the whole freaking thing, blaster blades and all. Go win some games. Merry Christmas. And if you're not playing, Fight S, then you can drop the foil crits that the superior versions recommend you play, like the foil at-mile crit, because there will be times where you're on an at-mile.
Yeah. So
you won't be, so there's no reason to run the foil crits, and that saves you another like $20. And now you're making some money. And now you're like in there, and you're playing a deck that is by no questions bad. And it's like very powerful, very potent, and very consistent build. Minus the times where you're gonna need to dig before you could stride. And in that point, sorry. I mean, maybe you can justify it by running 4-3, 4, and then 3 4 arc and 3 guarantee to help make sure that you get more stride, but I don't think it's necessary, to be honest. I have I had times where I've had to dig to get the stride? Yeah. Has it always worked out for me? Oddly, yeah. But it's to me, I think that Vanguard is the budget deck in Vanguard. Like,
I have
okay,
another budget deck that I like, but that's just me.
outside of 7 Cs, ignore 7 Cs.
No, that wasn't it. But good point. Great.
Ignore 7 Cs.
I'll take credit for that one.
You could also hypothetically run the old build that I used to run back in the day, the 6 crit 6 stand. It's not terrible.
I would say just go for the blaster blades because Benons are not cheap. They're what, 3 to 5 each. So I mean,
yeah, but you're running Benon in the blaster blade version though.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I mean, I run Benon.
What's your alternate then? Starlight?
No, if you don't run Benon?
No, if you don't run the blaster engine, where are you using? Benon, Starlight, Twin Sword?
No. I run blaster blade. Wait. What? Okay, now I'm confused on what you're.
To the old build. If you're going back to the 6 crit, 6 stand, no blaster blade engine, you're running Benon, Violinist, Twin Sword?
Benon, Violinist, Twin Sword.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's super budget.
I mean, that's incredibly budget. It's like as cheap as the deck could get. Like, and you're not playing a bad deck. You're playing a weaker version of a superior deck. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, at the same time, like you said, blaster blades are like what, $10 a pop, so that's 40.
Yep.
Then you're running Benons, and then that's like let's assume they're 4. And if you run 4, that's 16. So you have 56. I mean, you're doing really well there. So and we can talk time and time again. So I'm saying, like, it could be budget as budget could be. All right, and now we're gonna end the topic and we're gonna move on. Man, these are some nice Force of Will cards, completely unrelated. Like aesthetically pleasing at least. All right.
Nope. Apparently Dimax is up.
Oh, sweet, tasty.
Do we have the skill or just the picture? Because I'll be very upset.
No, I got it. But I can't see it. But I see a crit. Everything's okay. I see a crit. Life is good.
Oh,
all right. So before we do,
I like G-Guards.
Before we do Ask Absolution, I'm gonna go over this tasty card.
Please justify me having D-Robos. Please, someone. With Grand Gallop everywhere, justify my life. Oh, is that a new starter? I wanted one of those.
Man, can someone send me a link on the chat or something? Because I need to see this tasty card.
So if you have a heart card with Dimensional Robo, it gets plus 10k. And if there are 2 or more cards in the G zone, plus 1 crit, and plus 4 for the front row. And if you have a D-Robo in the front row, the power of... No, that can't be right. No, I don't trust that. I don't trust this translation. I'm not gonna finish that. That's busted. That's busted. Okay.
Oh, my Facebook feed go fast enough. Go faster.
Oh,
Did you
that's
find it?
nasty. No, I'm reading the starter skill. If your Vanguard is a great, if you have a Vanguard, a grade 3 Vanguard with Dimensional Robo in name, you can put 3 Dimensional Robo rear guards into the soul and stride any Dimensional Robo. I don't like that.
Ooh, that's spicy. That's the old card. It's like a take on the new version of the old card.
Go Yusha.
Go Yusha. Can I please get a skill on this, please? Okay, so more or less, D-Robo Heart, plus 10k. If there's 2 G-Zone face up, plus 1 crit, 4k to the front row. D-Robos get plus 5k and a critical. What?
That right. That sounds so sketch, my friend. That sounds sketch.
I can't even.
That sounds sketchy. That's like the
I'm
raw
looking
Japanese.
at Nick. I'm looking at the official art of the card. I'm looking at the official art of the card.
I get that, but this is sketchy. That's sketchy. I like it, but sketchy. That's.
Let me make sure I'm
I'll
reading this
take that.
right here.
I won't
Robo Heart
complain.
plus 10k, 2 G's on face up, plus 1 crit. 4k to the front row. D-Robos get plus 5 and a critical. Ooh, I just can't deal with this card. Ooh, what is life?
I like that. That's nifty. I will always have base crits. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to play against a Blau player, and they just need to be at limit break 4 or 5, and I can just swing with base crit every single time. Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
Wait, what's the cost on this again?
I did not see a cost.
There's no fucking cost. What is life?
That's nice. I like that. Good card design, Bushy Road. Oh my god, I'm gonna be broke.
You have outdone yourself, Bushy. You have outdone yourself.
Oh my god, the price of this card is going to be insane.
Wait, no, it is a Persona flip. That is the cost.
Oh. That's gonna break the bank, my friend. Okay. So what is my G-Zone looking like?
Dumb.
I'm thinking about 4 Leon, 4 of the CB2 Get 2D Robos, and 4 of this dude. That sounds like a pretty good G-Zone. Or maybe just 2 of the CB2 Get 2D Robos. I like that. We're getting somewhere with D Robos.
I think legitimately they just said, you know what? Screw breaking guard. I'm just gonna let whatever gets through break you. And the thing is, like, this with Laurel is still stupid. Like, you could argue that it's not, and I'd argue that you're wrong, because like this is initial thoughts right now, but I'm thinking like, so your whole front row gets a stage, right? If you're running Die Bazooka, which is a D Robo, correct?
Yeah.
So he gets plus 2k when you have a D Robo Vanguard, anyways.
Yeah.
So plus the 5 for the front row, that's 16. If he gets anything else, cool. If he doesn't, cool. But you still have the Laurel back there. So like your opponent's still gonna have to guard like every attack either way. And then if he takes the VG, you rest it, you stand it again, you shove it down his throat, man.
Well, I would call that a good card. Good card design, Bushy Road. Something I say too infrequently. Oh, it's a triple R. Praise be, it's not a GR.
Card is spice, dude.
Praise be.
Card is spice. The thing is, like, you only need 2 face up in the G zone that are D-Robo, right?
4 face up.
Oh, you need 4 face up in the G zone?
Yeah. So you're gonna do
I
the
see.
D-Robo that gets you 2 D-Robos. You're gonna do a Leon turn, and then you're gonna do this, and you're gonna be happy because you've done everything. You've superior card, you've guard broke, and now you're just crushing them with everything. It's great. That's nice. Yay. I'm satisfied. I don't know about you, Jose.
I like this card. We need 4 of this card.
Yeah.
Man, card is spice. Plus 5K in a crit? Dude, chill. Oh, man. All right, so.
Oh, we also have the G-Guard.
Oh, really? Sweet.
It has, if you Soul Blast a card with 5K or more power, so, yeah, anything, essentially, it gets 10K shield. And then if a card has been placed in the damage zone during the turn, it gets 5K more. Yeah. So, cool. So you have potential 15K, but more likely 10.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Choose 4 of your rear guards. Put some soul. Wait, what'd you say the G Guardian did?
If you Soul Blast 1 with power 5K, it gets plus 10K shield.
Oh, that's tasty. Do you need like a D-Robo heart or anything?
Nope. Not that I saw.
That's good. I like that card.
Ooh, okay. Here's the question. Can I use this starter and stride if you're at grade 2? This is the question I be asking. For the starter, please let it be yes. Please let it crush grade 1 rush.
Let's see what this card says.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be not funny if it could. I hope it does. I really do.
Technically, it has the same wording as that honorary professor dude.
I know.
So there's really no way to argue otherwise.
Oh,
all right.
that's
So
exciting.
All right, before we call it a night, let's go ahead and get I'm only going to take 5 questions today because I got to get back to my parents. So hashtag Ask Absolution. Do you think the Revival Collection is worth the money for the box?
I don't think value-wise, no.
Value-wise, no.
You're not going to pull an SP.
But it could.
The most expensive double R, which you're getting 8 of, is 10. And the most expensive triple R is what, like 12, 13?
12, 13. So you're getting $23 roughly. I mean, you could break even on a box on release. So if you're gonna buy boxes, buy them tomorrow. But if you're not gonna buy boxes for another week or week and a half, I wouldn't say it's worth it, personally. That's my thoughts. So we're still waiting on a few more questions, and then hashtag Ask Evolution. Thoughts on the prices of ritual support? I'm gonna hand that over to you, Nate.
That's disgusting. It's disgusting. That deck is not worth that money. Why? Why? Oh god, I hate life. That's my answer.
Yeah, I think it's absurdly expensive. Wait, is that official?
No.
Hold on. So Drixon asked, what are your thoughts, Jose, on Floral Paladin Flogo getting nerfed out of Sanctuary Guard by Bushiroad Japan? One, I don't think that's an official thing. So,
it's a rumor that went around on Pojo that was supposedly from the same source that leaked the TikTok ban and was right before the TikTok ban happened in Japan. So maybe not.
It could happen. If it does happen, that's fine. We'll just go back to running the other build, which will nerf the deck. Don't get me wrong, but I still think that deck is fine. It's not like bad by any means. Just less crits, more stands, kind of thing. But I want to see it happen first. I think we'll get more news on like ban lists and stuff like that after the 14th or something. After Worlds, Bushwood Worlds. How about 7 Seas winning ARG Nats? We talked about it last video. We think it's. I mean, I congratulated him on just making the proper meta call. He made the right play. He made the right call. He said, can I beat anyone that isn't playing Gear Chronicle? And do I think there's going to be a lot of Gear Chronicle that I'm probably favored up against anyways? Nate, any thoughts you think there?
No, that's about it. He was playing a deck he was playing the right deck in a heavy G format meta. So, cool.
Hashtag Absolution, do you think we will see a bigger playmat for the sneak peek like we've seen for the last set? Yes, I do. I think those bigger playmats are going to be like pretty standard now. Moai, I will say hi to you. Hello. That is the one shout out I'm going to do. So don't ask for more. Will the old archetypes supported in these few sets be able to have a spot in the meta? No. No. I'm going to go with no. I mean, I think Galaxy has a chance, albeit I think it's small. It just didn't get enough support around the table. Bushiroad still thinks the keys to supporting these older sets is by giving them new Vanguard and new Strides, which is partially true. But that stuff has to be supported by more rearguard support overall, and it just doesn't have that. And so it's going to be like giving an... Okay, well, if you give an old car a new engine, then it works fine, and it works great, but it's not going to beat anything faster. It's going to need a full tune-up. That's a bad example, but it works for me, I guess.
I don't think anything will overcome the way we saw CBD overcome.
That's true.
That makes sense. I think they will be there. I think you will have a few occasional tops, especially with like Descendant, Raging Form, very beloved decks. Scout, Blau's very beloved, but they will not rise how CBD rose. If that makes sense.
So the next question we have is ask hashtag Absolution, will you guys do any unboxing on the new sets? And are you guys going to some tournaments? So I'll answer the second question first. I think Nate, are you going?
It depends on snow.
Yeah, so Nate, Braxton, and Keith. Well, I think Keith is going to go regardless. But so we're expecting a lot of snow here in the mountains, in the middle of the state, and Charlotte, and ARG is this weekend. ARG Winter States, so all around the country. And one of them is in North Carolina, get some game, but it's also in the middle of the snowstorm that we're having. So if the weather's good, they'll be there. If the weather's bad, they won't be there. So, are we going to do any unboxing on the new set? Probably not, just because we buy singles mostly nowadays, just to maintain things. We might buy one box. We might. I don't know yet. What do you think of Bermuda's doing right now in the meta? They haven't really done anything, to be honest. That's my thought. They haven't really made a pop in quite some time. I still think that Prisms is still a deck that's like waiting and sitting there, and I think they could pop eventually, but that's just my thoughts.
Bermudas have always kind of been like that rogue deck, though. Like, you always have to be prepared for them, but sometimes they just don't show up. Or sometimes they just do show up and you're not prepared for them. So they pop occasionally, but they've never been that true, consistent Gear Chronicle or Royal Paladin sort of thing.
So that's my thoughts there. And then hashtag Ask Absolution, are we going to see a deck profile for Drag Driver Luard? Not until we can get the money to build it. That deck is... We have 22 decks right now that we try to maintain, that we try to keep current, but Luard is a completely new deck. We have to build it from scratch all the way up. And those cards are hella expensive. Hella expensive. So first of all, I just want to say something right now. Let's not forget the NFL wild card. I'm hoping the Packers make it. That's just me, though. I like the Packers. You excited for anybody in the wild card?
Nope.
Oh,
the Panthers were a total flop this year, and
no joke. But hey, you got to get excited about somebody. When I'm not rooting for the Panthers, I like the Packers, man. I really like the Packers. So.
Okay, I'm rooting against the Dallas Cowboys. Does that count?
But they don't have Romo anymore. You should be happy. They did with
against the New England Patriots. Does that count? I'll take anyone over them. I'm rooting against the Seattle Seahawks.
I like the Packers. The Packers can take it all the way, I believe.
I could probably narrow this down by who I don't want to see win and just tell you who's left over.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure if the Cowboys were to hypothetically win the Super Bowl, they'd be the first ones to ever do it with a rookie quarterback. And I just don't think it's going to happen. He's going to crack under the pressure. No one's going to be that good. So somebody asks, hashtag Ask Absolution, what's a good second deck to play? I'm a faithful GC player, and I'm just looking for something new. So my policy on second decks is, so I play 3 decks, but only one of them I play as my main deck in a certain level. So I have Royals and Link Joker, and those are my competitive decks, my first decks. Depending on which one's better in the meta, that's the one I'll play. Typically. Outside of that, though, if Link Joker and Royals, or if I'm not in the mood to play either one of those two, then typically my second deck is usually a deck that I just enjoy to play, and it might not necessarily have the best competitive value. And for me right now, that's Cosmic Heroes. I love Cosmic Heroes. I think the deck is techy. It's fun. I get a lot of enjoyment when I play that deck. Also, Golds. I played on New Year's Eve. Me and Braxton played a ton of games, and I played a lot of the Gurgwit Golds, and I had a lot of fun playing that build. So even though it's not questionably like top meta, usually I recommend a deck that you enjoy playing. And so it should be okay. So just play a deck that you like their mechanic, and even if it isn't that good, if someone like ever says like, "Oh, I just beat your deck," then you pull out your Gear Chronicle and be like, "All right, really? You really want to beat this guy today?" And you'll be fine. So, yes, Sean, if you send it to me, I'll take a look at it. Or I'll get Nate to look at it. Or I'll get Keith to take a look at it. Or I'll get Ryan to take a look at it. Someone will take a look at it. Wait. Dimax doesn't require 4 face-up D-Robos? I don't believe it. I don't believe you, and I don't believe it.
4 face-up G units in general.
It's going to be 4 face-up D-Robos anyways, man. I mean,
yeah.
I guess you could go hypothetically. You could go first D-Robo, then like X Gallop for some reason, and then go the dude. But you're probably going to go what Nate said. The Commander dude, then Leon, and then this guy. No. Stefan. So what he means is the first part of the skill for the Vanguard to get a critical is 2 face up in the G zone. For everyone in the front row to get +5 in a critical, that requires 4. Does that make sense, everybody? So just to cover that again, if you have a hard card to the end of the turn, it gets 10k. If there's a 2 or more, it gets a critical. If the number face up in the G zone with Dimension is 4 or more, then all your cards with Dimensional Robo in the front row get plus 5k and a critical.
Okay, here's my thing. Here's a question. So this Stride gets crit 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So far, the way the translation is written, it will also get a second crit.
Yeah.
Because it is a unit in the front row, so I will be swinging for 3 damage. Unless it has changed to rear guard, I will swing for 3 damage and enjoy every moment of it.
Yes. So technically, hypothetically, it's going to be 3 crit on the VG because by the wording, like I said, these things for read Japanese, we get these on translations. Translations, especially minutes, people get hype. Translations get messed up. Probably by next damage check, we're going to cover this card again when I have Ryan and Keith because this card is dumb and I want to go into bigger terms with it. But as it's preliminarily written, it says all of the units in the front row with Dimensional Robo get power plus 5k and plus critical. So it gets 2 crits, and the rear guards get 1 crit. This is beautiful and elegant and devastating and possibly broken and probably shouldn't exist, but it does. So let's be happy about that.
If it only had guard restrict.
Oh, calm down, dude. Stop, please. My body. She can't.
I already have a restand mechanic. Give me guard restrict too.
So,
yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's so nice.
All right, so we're actually gonna call it a night here. It's been almost an hour and a half. We want to thank you guys for watching. We want to wish you guys another happy new year. May your crits be there. May your draws be there. May everything you want be there. May your heals be always in hand or checking them at the 6 damage. We hope to bring you another year's worth of great Vanguard news, spoilers, everything and the like. Next week we should have back. Next week we should be back to a normal Wednesday schedule, and we should have back Ryan and Keith. And we want to thank you guys for joining us. And don't forget to check out our channel and our Facebook group. And we'll see you here next time with Team Absolution. Signing off. Peace.